Alien Romulus releases in theatres on the 16th of August, and to help you prepare for the release and get you up to date, here is a recap of Alien. Hi guys, I hope you're all well. My name is Sarah and welcome to What the Horror, the channel where we talk about horror movies old and new. So, Alien Romulus is directed by Fede Alvarez and will act as a standalone interquel, taking place between the events of Alien and Aliens. Although, I have a theory about the standalone part of that, and seeing as how it's set after the events of Alien, I thought it was the perfect time to have a little recap of the events of this horror classic. But if you have neither the time nor the inclination to watch or rewatch Alien, then don't worry, because this recap has you covered. It goes without saying that this episode will contain major spoilers. Alien opens on a commercial towing vehicle, the Nostromo, returning to Earth with a crew of 7 and a cargo of 20 million tons of mineral ore. The crew, consisting of Captain Dallas, Executive Officer Kane, Warrant Officer Ripley, Navigator Lambert, Security Officer Ash, Engineers Parker and Brett, and ship's Cat Jones, affectionately known as Jonesy, are all in cryosleep for the long journey home. When the ship's computer, Mother, detects a transmission, it awakens the crew. Confused as to why they've been woken early and which star system they're in, Captain Dallas checks in with Mother, where he discovers they were rerouted to check out the signal. And despite there being some hesitance in the change in circumstances from some of the members of crew, Security Officer Ash explains that there is a clause in their contract that any systemized transmission indicating intelligent origin must be investigated. Discovering the moon known as LV-426 has enough gravity to walk on, the crew decide to land on it, and an away party comprising of Dallas, Kane and Lambert head out to find the signal's origin. While exploring the surface, they come across a derelict spaceship, which turns out to be where the signal is coming from. When they investigate further inside, they find the remains of an enormous alien life form which has an unexplained hole in its chest, as though something burst out from the inside. Kane also finds a hole in the floor that appears to have been caused by something burning through the metal. In the meantime, Ripley translates some of the signal and discovers it's actually a warning and not a distress call. Back at the alien ship, Kane ventures down through the hole and finds a room filled with eggs. While studying one, the egg opens and a pale creature leaps out and attacks him. The away party, including an unconscious Kane, return to the Nostromo, but Ripley refuses to let them in because of quarantine protocol. But choosing to not respect the fact that Ripley is this franchise's badass, that shifty little Ash opens the airlock anyway. The creature attached to Kane's face is known as a facehugger, for obvious reasons. It's a parasitic life form that hatches from a xenomorph egg. The second stage of the alien's life cycle, it attaches itself to a host. It places them in a coma, keeps them alive by feeding them oxygen, and implants alien embryos. The facehugger also has a nifty self-defense mechanism, acid for blood, which causes panic in the crew when some starts to burn through the ship's floors. After they conduct medical examinations, the parasite eventually detaches from Kane, and the Nostromo leaves LV-426. Strain begins to show in the crew as members argue over what should be done with a dead facehugger, with Ash particularly in favour of keeping and studying it. Kane eventually wakes up and seems fine, aside from some fuzzy memory of the attack. With Kane now awake, the crew can return to Earth, but as the crew sit down to a meal before going back in stasis, Kane begins convulsing in pain and is shockingly and violently killed when a xenomorph bursts from his chest. Ash insists they don't kill the xenomorph, and so it initially escapes. But after the crew jettison Kane's body into space, they go hunting for the xenomorph. Using motion trackers, they split up and search the ship. When Ripley, Brett and Parker get spooked by Jones the cat, Brett goes after him, not wanting to mistake his movements for the aliens again. But while trying to retrieve Jones, Brett is killed by the now fully grown xenomorph, with taking his body into the air duct. The remaining crew make a plan to go into the air duct and herd the xenomorph into an airlock where they can then blast it out into space. Dallas volunteers to go into the ducts and clears them, closing the doors behind him. With Lambert and Parker tracking movement, they pick up on the alien signal and, becoming nervous, they plead for Dallas to get out of there. But as he moves through the airlock trying to escape, he ends up running straight into the arms and teeth of the alien. With Dallas's death, Ripley is now the commanding officer of the ship, and when Lambert suggests they abandon the ship and escape in the shuttle, Ripley explains that it won't support the 4 remaining crew, and that they should instead continue with Dallas's plan. Ripley also goes to talk to Mother to try to get more information on the situation. Ripley discovers more than she bargained for when she finds out that the company secretly ordered the ship to reroute to collect the alien and to return it to Earth for study. She also learns that the crew are considered expendable in this mission. And the crew member following these orders? That little creep, Ash. When she confronts him, Ash attacks Ripley, almost killing her, but Parker intervenes, saving Ripley and knocking Ash's head off, revealing that he is actually an android. The remaining crew reanimate Ash's head, wanting to know if he knows how to kill the xenomorph. Instead, he only confirms the company's orders and states his admiration for this supposed perfect killing machine that is also unkillable. Ripley, having had enough, incinerates him. The remaining crew decide to take a chance and leave in the shuttle after all, destroying the Nostromo behind them. As Ripley, quite rightly so, goes to get Jonesy the cat, Parker and Lambert prepare to leave by getting supplies, but are ambushed and killed by the alien. Now alone, Ripley activates the self-destruct sequence. When trying to get back to the shuttle though, her path is blocked by the alien, so she tries to cancel the self-destruct to give herself more time. When she's unable to, she returns yet again to the shuttle, and she and Jonesy manage to escape just as the Nostromo explodes. As Ripley watches the ship destroyed, she feels grateful to have survived and sure hopes that in 57 years a board of company directors won't strip her of her flight status because of this. While preparing for Jonesy and her to go into stasis, Ripley discovers that the alien had actually stowed away on the shuttle with them. With Jones safe in a stasis pod, Ripley puts on a spacesuit and opens an airlock, blasting the alien into space. The film then closes with a voiceover of Ripley logging her last message as commanding officer of the Nostromo, as she and Jonesy go into a peaceful stasis. So that is a recap of Ridley Scott's Alien. Let me know your thoughts on this film down below. Are you a fan of Alien, of the Alien franchise? Are you excited for the release of Alien Romulus? And do you have any predictions for Romulus? If you are new here and liked this episode, then please do give it a thumbs up and click that subscribe button to join the What the Horror family and to make sure that you don't miss out on any upcoming content. And if you would like to join this list of names here and get access to extra content every week on top of what you get here on the channel, then there will be a link to my Patreon page in the description box below. But in the meantime, thank you as always for stopping by. I really do appreciate it. Take care of yourselves, and I will talk to you in the next episode. Bye.